Even though this play was written like 50 years ago, it still like resonates with today, right? I mean, obviously racism's still alive. It's kind of changed, I think, the way that it's like the game's changed, but the players are still the same, you know?
Yeah.
So even the themes that this play tackles with, you know, discrimination and hatred and fear and all that, it's still very much alive and present today. So I think it's important to kind of echo back to show that whether it's 100 years ago, 50 years ago, or even in the future, that these themes are always going to resonate and apply to our times.
It's a tough play. I have to admit, when I first read it, I read it in my apartment and then just put the script down on the table and was like, wow. So it'll be really interesting to see how the play resonates with our audience, especially if we get the bus and they're so close and it's going to be such an intimate show. It's going to be hard to swallow. It's amazing that SummerWorks has given us the opportunity to go on this adventure, because it's going to be unlike any show I've participated in. I've never done an on-site show before, where the audience is so close, sitting right next to you. So it proves to be very challenging. It's going to have so many challenges as an actor, and exciting challenges.
And this is where you guys come in.
Is this the biggest expense?
It's a huge expense. It's not just a big expense, it's a huge expense. Towing an old bus like this that's completely non-functional, and bringing it all the way to Toronto, which is quite the distance from here to Toronto, Milton to Toronto. It's pretty expensive. So, but unfortunately, because the project relies so heavily on it, we are so determined. This is the idea. This is what we wanted to do, and we found it, and we are, you know, so excited for that. And so we have to bring the bus to Toronto and do the show there.
We are looking for donations to help us kind of get our venue, because that's my vision for the piece, is that it's set in an underground subway in New York. But since we can't do that, we're hoping to do it on a bus, a period bus, and we'd like to transport that bus downtown and run the show in a bus site, specifically have the audience come and sit on a bus very similar to this one and watch the show. And it just kind of transports you to the time in a millisecond. Like, you don't need to establish where you are, because you are there as soon as you step into that location.
And it does the work for you.
It does the work for you, and it's just in this specific bus, I feel so much history. Stepping out, you can smell it. It smells like a lot of people have been through here, and not just people, you know, every day in Toronto, like people from 40 years ago or whatever. How old were we? I think it's 60 something, this bus. And it just kind of gets an atmosphere that I don't think you can necessarily recreate in a theater. So I'm excited for the SummerWorks audience to kind of experience that.
All right. She lime woman, she drink coffee, she drink tea, and then go home. She lime woman, dressed in green, wear silk stockings with golden seams.